everybody. This is Future Kyle. Just wanted to stop in and say, first, thank you for tuning in. Secondly, we knew that this was going to be a long podcast, but we didn't realize it was going to be nearly 4 hours. So what we're going to do is we're going to split this episode into two different parts. So that way we can kind of give ourselves a little bit of a buffer, and you don't get fatigued listening to us for 4 hours straight. All right, let's go back to past Ben and Kyle and see what they think about all the arcs in One Piece. Thanks. So, did you know that they can't do a home improvement reboot because 2 of the 3 kids are felons?
I do now, and that's deeply upsetting. Hey, everybody.
I think at least one kid's a felon. The
At
2
least
out of 3
one?
might. Yeah, I might be bullshitting with the 2, but
That's not a great spread, Tim Allen.
yeah, I've also heard some pretty unsavory things about that guy. Like he sells out like private comedy shows where nobody can record and says racial slurs.
Oh, that second thing is a no-no. The first one, I'm like, okay, fine. Like, what? You buried the lead on that one a little bit.
Yeah. Well, guys, welcome back to the second episode of Two Piece in a Podcast.
That works really well, actually. I'm glad Musa thought of it.
It's really good. I actually did a little bit of research. Mm-hmm. Somebody else has a podcast called the Two Piece Podcast, and our only difference is that we have the 2 words in a...
Yeah, we doubled down on the punnery.
We have a pun in our podcast.
We have 2.
Yeah, we have 2 puns.
Yeah.
2 piece.
Piece, yeah.
2 piece, 2 puns.
Yes.
1 podcast.
Yeah, 1 podcast. It's...
Yeah, but those guys stopped making episodes.
How many did they
like
get up to?
2019.
Were they popular?
I don't know. I just kind of saw it, and I was like, well, I think we're legally distinct enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just like my legally distinct straw hat in our.
It's legally distinct.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
In our
throw that
logo.
on a T-shirt.
Yeah, it's crazy what you find when you hit One Piece PNG images on Google search.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just straw hats.
Oh, okay.
That's what it's all.
You had me thinking something else.
I did this at work, Ben. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and your government issued computer. Like
no.
School issued, I should say.
I bring my computer.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, they can't get me.
Well, they can if you're going through the router traffic.
I'm behind 7 proxies.
That's after your router, though.
No, I'm always behind 7 proxies.
All right, I understand.
All right, guys. So we have a treat for you today. Instead of rambling for an hour and a half.
That was a long episode.
Yeah, but we were, introducing ourselves and
finding the sea legs.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
We have a tier list.
We do.
We have a tier list today. So you guys know how tier lists work. Good at the top, bad at the bottom, mid in the middle.
Yeah.
That's where the word mid comes from.
Is it really?
I can only infer.
I can only assume, yeah.
So, how many arcs is this?
I mean, more than 7.
It's like 20, right?
It's like 20 or so. Some of them are subdivided in certain ways that I actually, you know what? I don't know how the books subdivide some arcs now that I'm thinking about it. But we've got a few here that like some people wouldn't even qualify as whole arcs or like mini arcs or whatever. But
okay, so there's like 13 here and here. So it's 26.
Okay, there's like 31 here.
31 arcs.
Yeah. And we're not including Egghead here. It is not finished yet.
It's not finished, but it's
it's really good so far.
It's so good. I don't know how it would fumble it, but
let's not jinx that one. But like
Okay, so how do you want to go about this?
I mean, I guess let's just go not alphabetically by height.
Chronologically.
Let's go chronologically, and I guess you and I will just come to a consensus here.
Okay.
Kind of. Well, not like we'll be democratic about it.
Or. And listeners, you can vote in right now.
Yeah.
We could do our favorite arcs first. and then go from favorite to bad.
I don't know that I'm prepared to do. I could.
I
Probably
wasn't
shoot from the
prepared to
hip.
answer that question when I asked it to you last
Oh.
time.
We come in here no notes. You guys are actually just saying we're just like, all right, well, let's just do this.
Yeah, fuck it, we ball.
Yeah. I think I don't know that I could go down a list that way. Unfortunately, it might be better just go chronologically and then realize we've made a mistake later on and move it around.
I think that'll be more entertaining.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, oh, we started putting this low, but it's higher, or like it should be lower or something in hindsight.
Okay. Yeah, I can dig it.
Okay.
I can dig it. All right.
All right, we start where all things do, at the beginning. Well, most of the time. But
So,
Romance Dawn.
Romance Dawn, that's like the first 3 chapters of One Piece.
Yeah, it's not
right?
many. Yeah, it's
the
handful.
story where Luffy gets Shanks' hat.
Mm-hmm.
Shanks doesn't use his hockey to save his arm. And
we keep reaching back here actually a lot recently in the story to like retcon things. Now that I'm thinking about, that's a dirty word in One Piece. Have you noticed? I find that One Piece fans don't like you drawing attention to the fact that things are retconned.
yeah, it's a
Like,
well, you can definitely tell that Oda
yeah,
had like hockey
sure,
as an idea
absolutely.
from like the very beginning, because obviously it's Conqueror's hockey Shanks is using against the
Sure, I would
sea
not.
monster.
Yeah, Oda has owned up to retcons.
Yeah, my favorite instance is the guy that fixes doors really quickly.
Yeah. Well, that's just I would chalk that up to a mistake, honestly. Just like which happens in serialized manga like that week to week. I'm like, you can't have anything perfect, and that's why retcons exist too.
For sure.
But yeah, no. Our Romance Dawn is still one of the best story openings I've ever read.
Oh yeah, I think
honestly.
it's a solid A.
Extremely strong. Yeah, it's an A at least, probably. I mean, time makes fools of us all, and we will see if it needs to be moved.
Okay. So this tier list has pluses.
It does, and it also goes up to S plus. Yeah, we don't have double S or triple S or nothing because we haven't unlocked those tiers.
Okay.
I guess we have to get good.
Okay. All right. So we'll get good one day, I guess.
Yeah, but A is humbly strong the way this tier list is set up. I think
it's a good starting point.
it is.
And we can base things off of that.
Yeah, I think it's very funny that this series is like A feels like a median kind of score. Actually,
It's mostly pretty good. I mean, there's a reason it's been kept and shown and Jump for so long.
yeah.
You know.
Okay, Orange Town.
So Buggy is a great antagonist.
He's hilarious.
He is very kind of scary at 1st, and he's the first real introduction of like the pirate world.
He really is. Yeah, we get our there's our resident Joker.
Kind
Kind of.
He's ruthless. That I remember reading for the first time. Just like Zoro's got this awful wound, and I'm like, how are they going to win?
Yeah,
Right? Like, Sharp beats Rubber. I'm sorry. Like,
it does. Yeah, it turns out that a Rubber does still get cut.
Yeah. The way that they beat him was ingenious. They just grab his different body parts and
I
don't give it back.
I don't know how long it's been since you've read or watched One Piece from the beginning.
It's been a while.
There are a lot of people getting kicked in the nuts at this part of the series. I don't know if you've noticed.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. That's a good point.
It is extremely common for someone to get kicked in the nuts at this point in the story. That seems to have gone by the wayside a little bit recently, but there are still...
I think somebody got kicked in the nuts in the live
happens.
action, right?
Yeah.
It's still funny.
It is. It's funny. I would give this maybe a B plus or a B though.
I'm feel good about a solid B because it's a good introduction.
B for Buggy.
But B for Buggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like there are better arcs.
There are, and there are also worse ones, I think.
Yeah.
Speaking of, no, sorry. People shit on this one so much. Syrup Village.
Yeah.
I feel like this one consistently gets people's lowest scores.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, honestly. I think that people are slow to get with Usopp, maybe. But I feel like he does successfully win you over in the end here.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I would also go so far as to say that Usopp, compared to the other Straw Hats, doesn't. I don't know. His backstory is sad. Like I get it, but I think he has less to lose. I mean,
maybe. Yeah. I think. Yeah. It's a much humbler story, right?
Yeah, and he's kind of like the litmus test for normal for the crew.
Yes. Yeah.
He is a normal guy.
Yeah. He is. Yeah. He's very much your everyman in this world. It's crazy. He just survives by his wits, and
oh yeah.
I do think honestly that might be part of it. You know, like he's. Oh god, there's no analog for Dragon Ball Z that I can make him not think about it.
Krillin.
No, Krillin's still strong though. Like, right? I mean, he has. I mean, everyone.
He's not Yamcha,
right?
But he's not Krillin.
Yeah, it's like. I mean, I guess this is all about scale.
It's true.
The
he's Hercule.
He is. You know what?
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe Hercule power level.
That actually works really well because Hercule lied about Cell, right? So like, I think that actually works really well.
I'm sorry, I know his name is Mr. Satan, but like, I'm Hercule pilled.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that thing.
Dude, at 11 the games, he flies with a jetpack.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that's how he flies and fights with Budokai Tenkaichi. Anyway,
incredible. All right, Spirit Village though. I do like it. I tend to agree with people that it's a little bit weaker, but not usually on the merits that I hear. I think.
Okay, because a lot of people just don't like Usopp.
I think they annoy him. He annoys them a little bit.
I get it, but also Usopp has a lot of heart, and he's canonically Luffy's best friend.
Is that true?
Yeah, Oda wrote that in SBS.
Oh, I missed that one, I guess. Damn. That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, because whenever like something stupid is happening and they're both like excited, they're the ones. Too. Yeah, them and Chopper. They're like, they see something cool and they're the first ones dancing and acting like buffoons.
I think it helps that they're the same age versus Sanji and Zoro, who are a little bit older.
Yeah, that kind of helps.
Yeah,
and so the arc, it's kind of cute. You know, Usopp has a sweetie, and the villain is pretty diabolical.
He is, yeah.
Black Cat Kuro.
Yeah, Kuro of the Thousand Plans.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny how the Straw Hats beat this dude I've been plotting for 17 years as a butler just to have this one random kid beat me up.
Yeah, his plan in hindsight does seem kind of silly.
I mean, he's kind of a silly guy.
He is.
Let me tell you, the anime version of Spirit Village is a lot better than the live action. I think they really did that arc dirty there.
Really?
Usopp had like no screen time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, I did like the Kuro fight. I think it was kind of cool.
I like that they kind of turned it into like we're locked in kind of mansion thing. His plan makes less sense in the live action, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Usopp's screen time is he needs more of it. Yeah. Give it to him, guys.
Yeah, and how are you gonna get rid of Django?
That is true. Django is nowhere to be found.
You got Bucci and Smoochie, not Django. You know which one's Smoochie. I'm not gonna tell you.
That's fine. Yeah.
All right, I think we've talked about it.
We got C+, I think. Is it
C+?
C+? Okay. C?
All right. We go on to Baratier.
Baratier. All right, yeah. This is really good.
This is excellent One Piece right here.
Yeah.
You get the introduction of Sanji.
Mm-hmm.
You get Sanji's horrific backstory, part 1. You get Zoro's
duel with
Mihawk. Yeah. And you see his pride get hurt for the first time.
Yeah.
And you have this iconic moment that has been reanimated 100 times. I'll never lose again.
Yeah.
And he hasn't.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, wait. Has he really?
Maybe he's lost in checkers.
Checkers. Yeah, I mean, he takes minor L's, but nothing that really matters. And probably not. I would say he hasn't lost the swordsman duel.
That I would say that is
Yeah.
what he's
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
to.
that's what really matters. It's also like really early on here where like he declares Luffy the king of the pirates already. Like
Yeah.
like,
Well, I think that just goes to show that Luffy's like we're missing an arc.
are we? What's missing?
We're missing Orange Town. No, not
no, we did
Orange Town. Zoro's arc.
Oh, geez. Maybe is that like in Romance Dawn? Probably. It's probably included in Romance Dawn.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because what do you look at all that?
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, everything else, I looked over this, and I guess that's included in Romance Dawn, where like where he meets him on what is the name of this freaking island? I don't know, but with Captain
Wingle
Morgan.
Island, Seashell Island.
Is it Seashell Island?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's where they fight Captain Morgan, which is very funny to show people the first time. They're like, "Oh, Captain Morgan, Axan Morgan."
Yeah,
You're like,
Axan Morgan.
You're like, yeah, we just do that. We just use famous pirates' names, kind of sometimes.
I would still just leave.
Yeah, I don't know if it changes what where it's at.
And put it in A+.
Fine, that's like yeah.
Okay. Zoro's very cool. His convictions are really cool.
Yes.
The way that Luffy goes and gets his fucking swords.
Because he doesn't know which is it.
He's like, which ones are yours? All of them. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great shows Luffy in action really for the first time. And it's the beginning, you know?
It's they do it also like kind of shows really early on like the weird morality of the factions here, the two main factions. They're just like, hey, not all Marines are good, not all pirates are bad. There you go.
Exactly.
You're just gonna have to deal with it.
The world's not black and white.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And Luffy is very straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
If he sees something that he deems as injustice, he'll do something about it.
And he does.
You cannot stop him.
And that's usually punching someone in the face.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to Baratier.
Baratier. I think Baratier is like if we're putting Romance Dawn in A+, this is at least an A+.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I think Baratier is the first peak we get to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also quickly followed by Arlong Park, which is...
Well, it's okay.
It's okay?
I think it's a solid B at the very least.
Interesting.
I think Arlong... Well, I don't know. Let's break it down.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about Nami at all.
She's been here a while.
She's been hanging out since Orange Town, or is the way Oda retconned in the live action since the very beginning. And Shell's Town, I think it's Shell's Town.
Might be.
This is her resolution. She ran away at the Baratier, because she was a double agent working for Arlong. Yes, the fish man, and. Also, I think it's kind of cool that Oda introduces another cool race.
Yeah, really early on.
What is going on over there?
It's playing the theme song again. Did it loop?
I think I forgot that I had a...
Oh, there's a closer. Neat.
Yeah, that's the closer. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I think we're just going to leave this in.
Yeah. We can fix it in post.
You like that right there?
That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the song. 2 piece in a podcast.
Neat.
All right. Well,
welcome back from ads. I mean, wait.
Yeah, for real.
I don't know.
Arlong Park has Nami's family and her tragic backstory, which is really goddamn tragic.
Yeah.
It's evil. Yeah. Right? And also, this is like the beginning of racism and how Oda handles it. And we get more of it when we go to Fishman Island.
Yeah.
Because this is kind of going the way of like overcorrecting by being cruel to like a general audience.
Yeah, it shows what profound hate will do to somebody sometimes.
Like hate begets hate.
Yeah,
and
we get
like
more
these
of that
people
later.
didn't do anything to them, and
yeah,
it's kind of
it's rough, and you don't have full context until many chapters later.
Yeah. He probably thought he was going to be going to Fishman Island in like maybe 4 years of writing after that.
Yeah, it's this story got stretched a bit. But yeah, Arlong Park is funny because I I like it probably on the level of Baratie here, if not a little higher. But also, it's where I tell people, like, hey, if the story doesn't grab you by this point, it might not be for you. This might be where you get off.
Sure. I think that's respectable.
Yeah, if you're not on board here, you can move on with your life. It's fine. Like, you know, but I don't think I think it's really hard to get here and not be.
It's 50-something episodes, right? Like 40,
something like that. Yeah, it's usually around episode 37, where I forget the exact chapter number, but if you get here, you'll know what you want to do with this series. I think, usually.
I feel good about putting Arlong as like a B or B plus.
Oh, you know what? Can we go B plus?
We can go B plus.
Yeah, because right,
because I like it better than Orangetown.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
That's East Blue, pretty much. Oh, almost. We got a little pit stop.
We got one more. Kind of. Logetown or Rogue Town.
Yeah. Localization, right?
Well, you know what? It wasn't Raftel. It was Laugh Tail.
Yeah, the whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah, that was not supposed to be a secret. Apparently,
he's like, "What are you guys talking about?" And I'm like,
"Yeah, we're just like,
we're gonna have to make this whole movie, and you're just gonna go see it to get this one piece of canon that's not in this canon movie."
I mean,
thanks, One Piece film.
Yeah,
XYZ.
That's one thing they're probably gonna fix in the One Piece series.
Yeah, bit. You know,
they're going to be a little bit more straightforward with the stuff that was like mixed up by accident.
You know, we might get that scene with Kuma taking a look at Luffy at age 16.
You think so? Early on?
Who can?
I don't know.
I doubt it. They didn't even. I don't think Oda even wrote that chapter when it was announced.
No, that's speaking of retcons.
Yeah. Anyway. Logetown.
Yeah, that's the birth and death place of the King of the Pirates.
Yeah, that's what you see in the opening bit. It's very it's
one of the greatest. Like, I like how the show hits you with, and the anime too. Like, the first thing they hit you with is like, here's what's happened, here's the deal, this great man is dead. And then people freaked out.
The whole world freaked out.
Yeah.
And this is where it happened.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny that Luffy ends up in the same place, and at this point it's Buggy and Alvida chasing Luffy.
Yeah,
right.
The most unlikely duo.
I kind of love them together.
They are great. They are great together. Can't wait to see that season 2 of live action.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I'm gonna bounce off each other. Great.
Yeah, was Logetown also? It's been so long since I've.
We get one of my favorite antagonists in Logetown. I wouldn't call him a villain, but he's an antagonist. Smoker.
Oh yeah, no. You see, I was thinking Chaser.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, no, Smoker.
And the 4Kids dub, his mouth is just hanging out. Like,
yeah, they can't have cigars and 4Kids.
Smoker is a good example of
a
stern but fair parent.
He is. Yeah.
Smoker and Tashigi.
Mm-hmm.
I love the plot point where Zoro sees Tashigi and it looks like Kuina, and like that. There is something there.
I'm still waiting for anything on that.
Like, is that Kuina? Did they lie when they died? And
I don't know, man. This is so. So I would like to bring this point up here because this is the first real example I have of Oda does a lot of things just for gags, a lot.
Sure,
but some gags turn out to be important things later.
Yeah.
And we don't know which this is yet. It's still in superposition.
Well, I thought when we went to Wano, we would get some cool stuff about Zoro, but Wano's not about Zoro.
It's not, yeah.
Zoro's just staying a cool badass with no backstory.
For a bit, at least. Yeah. I think we're going to get something eventually, but we're really saving that one. It's on the very back burner, you know?
I just can't believe Wano was thick,
it's a thick
already.
Boy.
But
I do think that the theorizing got a little out of hand.
Yeah,
a little bit, but Logetown. I like the all the parallels it tries to set up again. Like we meet Smoker, we meet this mysterious man who saves Luffy from Smoker.
Yeah, who's that guy?
Yeah, who's that guy? Who knows? Maybe we'll learn about him in 1,000 chapters. Yeah, it's great. I don't think it's anything hugely special, but I do enjoy like these quiet scenes of like Luffy like drinking milk in a bar with some old dude,
yeah,
like toasting to the last great pirate king.
Didn't he like go like to the Pirate King themed bar?
Yeah.
And nobody's there. Nobody
Yeah.
goes there.
Yeah.
He's like, wow, this place is great.
Yeah, he's like on a tour. On
Oh,
himself.
and one thing is that when you're over generalizing and talking about arcs like this and One Piece, like you said earlier, Oda does a lot of jokes.
Oh yeah,
One Piece is hilariously written.
it's very
One of my favorite jokes in the entire series happens in Logtown.
Oh, what's that?
When they're, I think it's, the five. I don't think Usopp's in there. I think it's Nami, Zoro, and Luffy are walk into a shop, and they're like, "Hey, how can we like earn money here?" Or like, how can we? Can we sell something here or whatever? The details are fuzzy.
Are they trying to sell some treasure?
The shopkeep's like, filthy thieves and pirates always trying to get a one up on us. And Luffy's like, why'd they call Zoro a thief? And Zoro's like, why am I the thief? Well, because I'm the pirate. Obviously.
I was going to say, I did not remember this scene set up, but I do remember that gag.
Yeah, brilliant. And it's not just like... The fact that Luffy's kind of dumb is what makes it funny.
It is, yeah.
And the fact that Zoro's not that much brighter kind of makes it funnier.
Yeah.
Like he appears brighter, right? But they both have their dummy
they're
moments.
often on like the same wavelength.
Yeah, they're sharing one brain cell.
They do. In Arlong Park, I remember like Luffy grabs the teeth out of Arlong's mouth and puts them in his own, and so I was just like, "Yeah, I thought so." It's like
that's funny.
God, they're idiots together. Yeah. All right, Logtown though, B plus B. So
I would
like
say B plus.
B plus. All right, yeah, we'll put it right next to Arlong Park.
Bartolomeo really played a big part in that arc.
Oh yes, another retcon. Yay!
Yeah, he was there.
Man, I'm gonna get so many people mad at me for pointing these out.
Dude, if they care that much.
It's okay. Feel it.
If they care that much, you comment and you let us know.
Yeah, please. Your hate fuels me.
All right. Reverse Mountain. So this is kind of a short one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is where they crossed the red line. And this is where the Four Kids dub ended.
Yep. It's where the Four Kids dub ended.
They just showed them, we're going over
the mountain.
That's it.
Yep.
One Piece is over.
Yeah. If only. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, my God.
Jeez. Can you imagine?
So this is where they enter the Grand Line.
Yep.
This is like, when they're not on the small time anymore.
Yeah. It's speaking of small time, they immediately run into something really friggin' big.
Yeah, and its name is Laboon.
Laboon. It's a big whale.
Big derpy whale.
Big derpy whale.
That Luffy's like, why the hell are you in my way?
Yeah.
And picks a fight with it.
Yeah, and then the ship gets eaten.
And funnily enough, it's daytime inside the whale.
Actually, shoot, can I change this is my favorite gag in the whole freaking series.
Yeah.
With Crocus.
Crocus. They meet an old man on like a Master Roshi style island.
In the belly of
this whale. It's daytime. Yeah. Oh, do you remember the interaction with them? It was so funny.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it just the fourth wall break here is
it's like, who's that old man?
Like 10 different impact cuts.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I wish I could remember how it goes because it's really funny. But you guys should look it up.
You need to watch it. But it ends with the Crocus being like, "Haven't you heard of a running gag?" just shattering the fourth wall briefly.
Brilliant.
Oh man, I love it so much.
Yeah, so Crocus hangs out and watches over Laboon,
and we get introduced to Baroque Works here.
Yeah, and which is kind of opening up the world. You hear about the Shishibukai, with the 7 warlords, who are pirates that have a contract with the world government. We don't hunt you down. You don't do too bad of stuff.
And we get some of your treasure.
And we can ask you to fight for us.
Yeah.
And this guy named Crocodile is the first one we know about.
Yeah. And, well, I guess the second, technically. We met Mihawk.
We did, yeah, okay.
But I don't
you're
think
right.
was he mentioned to be a warlord?
I think
part?
he was. I think he was.
I don't remember because
They were like, that's Hawkeye Mihawk,
Yeah.
one of the warlords of the sea, and it shows him with like all the silhouettes that look nothing like the characters.
Yeah, he was doing a rough sketch back then. That's
Yeah,
okay
my
with it.
favorite is like early first appearance Big Mom and Kaido.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, we hear about Laboon's so sad backstory about how it's basically the Charmander story.
Oh, it is. Yeah, Jesus.
Waiting, except they don't take Laboon with them.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
Luffy makes a new promise for Laboon that they'll be back to see him.
Mm-hmm.
Paints his really shitty version of his Jolly Roger on him, and they move on.
They do, and they bring. Wait, did they deal with the Brokeworks crap? Like, I forget when Vivi gets on board. Is that here?
No, I think it's Whiskey Peak.
Oh, it is. Yeah, yeah.
Because she's still undercover.
Right. And then she's still being drawn as a villain here too.
Mm-hmm.
And this is another retcon. where Oda pivots to making her the Princess of Alabasta.
Oh, do you think that's what happened?
I firmly believe that's what happened.
Damn. Have some faith in the guy.
I do. No, the fact that he can navigate all this crap pretty damn seamlessly is huge praise.
Yeah, we're talking about like retcons, but like
and the fact that he changed his plan. Like yeah, not that like he is like contradicting himself all the time. I mean, sometimes he does, but like whatever. I know it's impossible to write a perfect story, but like in the sense I'm using retcon. I should be specific. I would say retcon in the sense that he changed his mind about something, and it may not have actually been apparent in the text.
Sure.
Yeah,
I get it. I
get
it.
So
I mean, hey, when you have all of a sudden you're generating millions and millions of yen for your country's economy.
Yeah, they're like,
and you are asked to keep it going.
Yeah, you're just like, all right, this person's a princess now. Sometimes, Reverse Mountain like a B. It's funny, but I don't. It's funny.
It's a in between.
Yeah,
cool. I'm cool with it.
I think a B is fine.
Is it Reverse Mountain also when we see the Doflamingo and Kuma for the first time hanging out with
when
the Gorosei?
When is that?
I feel like it might be after Whiskey Peak.
Yeah, I think that's around Jaya, honestly.
That's a good point. All right.
Speaking of Whiskey Peak, here we are.
Whiskey Peak. This is the Wild West.
Mm-hmm. A lot of bounty hunters.
There's what is it? I'm blanking. This is where they fight Baroque Works for the first time.
Oh yeah, a bunch of little henchmen. They're small timers.
Yep. Yeah, Mr. Upper Digits.
Ingram.
Right. Ingram.
Later known to
the mayor.
Yeah.
So they think they're safe in a safe place, and they were like, yeah, let's kill them all while they're sleeping. And then Luffy wakes up, and Zoro's fighting them.
Yeah.
And
Zoro and Nami should be mentioned. Yeah. Did not believe them at all the whole time.
Yeah, it's like. And Luffy's like, how could you treat them this way? They fed us.
Yeah.
Zoro, I'll kill you. And it was just like, that's a little...
Yeah. It's a little weird.
It's a little odd, but... Yeah.
This is their Naruto Sasuke moment. They get tossed aside real quick.
Yeah, that is a perfect way to talk about it. And then by the end of it, Vivi gets on the ship, right?
Yeah. She breaks her cover as they're leaving because two other agents show up. Mm-hmm. Miss Kilo Fruit and the guy who flicks boogers that explode.
Oh,
I actually forget their names.
That is such a good fruit.
Yeah.
Can you imagine eating the devil fruit and it's like your boogers are explosive?
I don't think it's just his boogers. I think it's like...
You think that's his favorite way to use it?
I just think that he picks his nose and he's just like, yeah, whatever. Like, bam.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
But yeah, so Vivi's on board and Ingram gets like nuked, basically.
All right.
And people surviving these bombs is going to turn into a weird theme.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of background characters are just perish in One Piece. Okay, Whiskey Peak.
I give this one a C plus.
I agree. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Syrup Village. It's fine.
It's
We get Vivi. I think that's the coolest part.
yeah.
Little Garden. All right. So this is we meet giants.
Yeah.
They're these two guys have been fighting for how many years?
I think it's 100.
100 years. And isn't like they forgot why they were fighting each other?
They did. Yep.
And all it took was a few funny little fellers and a stretchy guy to get them to make up.
Yeah. And this island also should be I think it has like dinosaurs on it.
Yeah, this is like an island lost to time.
Yeah.
Pretty much. A land before time, if you will.
What a pull.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, and we meet another one of my favorite Zoro gags happens in this arc.
Oh yeah, what was it?
Because they fight the candle guy. They fight Mr. 3.
Oh yeah,
Galdino. And before he gets turned into wax, Zoro decides, his first thought is, I'm going to cut my legs off so I can get out of this. And then when he gets told not to, he decides, okay, if that's the case, I'm just going to stand in a cool pose so that I look like a cool statue when I'm finally wax.
Dude.
This is very important to
Chad.
him. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's such a good gag. It's a good example of like Zoro being a dummy. Like
yeah, and then later, like Nami and Vivi are in like weird positions, like almost fully frozen. He's like, "Yeah, see, you should have struck a cool pose." Like
you want to look like idiots right now.
Yeah, and I'm just like, you're not wrong, but like also, read the room a little bit. Like,
yeah, and also I feel like Mr. 3 has like the buggy thing going on.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, where it's like he's intimidating at first, and you're like, oh yeah, well,
this guy's like freaking goofball later.
Yeah.
Sanji pulls in clutch here for the first time.
I forget, remind me.
He is in the wax house, unbeknown to he slips under Baroque Works radar because he's not amongst them when they discover Baroque Works here on this. So like he is not counted amongst the Straw Hats, and he intercepts a call from Crocodile.
Oh,
introduces himself as Mr. Prince.
Yeah. That that's so good, and it alludes to his backstory.
It does, and it also it's the beginning of Sanji's long history here of like setting things up well in advance behind the scenes that save their butts way later.
God, yeah. Last episode you talked
operator.
about he is, but he's also like awful with women at the same time, which I think is a funny gag.
Oh, the smooth operator, I mean, in the sense like he's like 007 here.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Okay, good. Okay,
but
I wanted to be clear.
Having that be so smooth in everything else he does.
Yeah,
and he's just like
he's got an Achilles heel for sure. Yeah.
I was thinking about when you were talking about he was a paladin. That really resonated with me. I started thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, he kind of.
Yeah, Little Garden gets like a B+ for me, like a solid B.
I agree. Yeah. We have some fun characters, fun fights,
good gags.
All right, now, you said last episode Drum Island.
Yeah.
That's like
it's a new favorite.
It's top tier right now. Right?
It is top tier for me. I think this might be my first S. Maybe not S+, but it's an S.
I think sell me the S
for me. Sell you the S. Okay, Chopper makes me cry.
I watched that movie. And I was crying at the end.
It has a weak villain, but he's funny. I say weak in the sense that like he's not that intimidating.
Well, yeah, but he's still I agree with you, like as a character.
Yeah.
But he's still effective and evil.
Yeah, no, he sets up the conflict really well.
Well, he's one of my favorite types of villains, which are like greedy and like
he's a great archetype.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to sell you on this, I love Chopper. He's my son. And also there's a weird kind of like tough love that Hiruluk and the two doctors give him.
Correa,
yeah. Sorry, Jesus, man, I really blanked hard there.
It's all good.
And also Hiruluk's like death soliloquy. I think I mentioned this in episode 1. Like really, really gets me.
It's one of the first great monologues in One Piece.
Yeah.
You know, when you think about One Piece monologues, that's really up there.
Yeah.
The Jinbei monologue after Marineford's up there.
Yeah. Doflamingo has a good one in Marineford.
Doflamingo has a good one. And, God. All right.
We'll get to the rest of those. Yeah. But yeah, Hiruluk and Chopper both make this arc for me in a lot of ways. And also, like, Luffy's, like, refusal to let his pirate flag fall. Like, stuff. Just stuff like this. There's so many, like, moments that, like, rip my heart to shreds.
There's like, a lot of symbolism, and it's I think the beginning of, like, really putting the crew to, like, a serious test.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like your navigator's sick, right? She is out.
Yeah.
Luffy scaled a castle wall.
Yeah.
With what was it, her and his teeth or something like that?
Yeah, he was holding under her jacket with his teeth. Yeah.
Oh my god!
So he could climb.
Like, I want to surround myself with people who would do that for me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You know, stuff that they can do, but like,
not physically. Yeah. I mean, I
have a hard time finding people who can scale castle walls like that. Start making friends with rock climbers.
Yeah, I think the townsfolk are really good. What's his name? Balto? That's the wolf. Dalton, thank you.
Yeah,
I had the alt.
That's fresh in my mind because I just did watch this. So.
I like Dalton a lot. Frankie's interaction with them, that whole movie was crazy.
Oh, I forgot he sees them. Yeah, in that movie. I only know that from clips. I actually haven't seen any One Piece movies.
Really?
I've seen Red. I've seen film Red.
Damn.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to fix this for content purposes.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah. I just sold myself out to the audience. I was like, guys,
it's okay.
You're
watched arguably one of the more mid One Piece movies, according to some people.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, that's what I say.
It had the canon stuff in it, though.
Yeah. Uta was in like one panel when.
Yeah.
Let's get back on topic.
Drum Island.
Drum Island's good.
I
love Hiruluk and Chopper's relationship.
Yeah.
When Hiruluk sent Chopper to go find the cure-all that obviously doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or told him to leave.
Yeah.
And Chopper
take it upon himself.
Looked at the book.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Saw the mushroom and the skull and bones. Said this must be the one.
Yeah.
Because pirates are the symbol of freedom.
Yeah.
And oh god.
So young and naive.
How could you not?
Yeah.
All right. I'm sold on S.
Yeah, let's go.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Chopper outfit pre-time skip or post-time skip?
I do like his pre-time skip design more.
That's so right.
Yeah, it's there's a bit of
marketing that got to
yeah, I was gonna say mascotization or like, what's the word? Something like that. You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah.
They even funnier. Like I was gonna say they Pikachu'd him, and then I was like, oh, he's got the same voice actor as Pikachu in Japanese.
Really?
Actually, yeah.
I did not know that.
Okay, yeah. So now you know that he and Pikachu in Japanese have the same voice actor.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh man.
She's great.
They didn't overdub Pikachu when they brought it to the United States. Pikachu says Pikachu.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, you're right. They didn't have to change it.
No. It's good as it is.
We're just realizing. All right, but that brings us to I think the first really really long arc.
Yeah.
Alabasta.
What a saga Alabasta is.
I remember like this is when I was like really watching it on Toonami.
Same.
A lot. And I felt like it never freaking ended.
Dude, they were on Alabasta for they show one episode a week, right?
Yeah.
They're on Alabasta
for years.
Yeah.
And it felt like it was dragging for me here. I was like, man, what is this? Like when
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
But looking back on it, I think obviously some condensation could have happened, but that's also like just what happens when you're writing things week to week.
Yeah. I was young here at this point too, to be mentioned. Like I had no patience for that.
Sure. Yeah. You're like, where are the cool fights?
Yeah, exactly.
Highlights of this arc are
Luffy taking L's.
Luffy takes some hard L's.
Yeah, twice.
You get a iconic picture of him hanging on Crocodile's hook.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool silhouette.
Oh yeah,
Super cool.
That's a panel. Jesus.
And it's like Luffy hasn't lost that hard before.
Yeah.
And he's like the strongest one, so his crew has to figure out what to do without him.
Mm-hmm.
You get this is the first arc where it's like Luffy versus another Luffy, the Straw Hats versus another crew, and they're fighting. They all have matchups that they keep advancing.
This kind of happens once early on, but there's not many of them. So like they do kind of square off against Buggy's crew, but it's like just him and Zoro, so like it doesn't really count. Almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Like,
but this is crew versus crew, like you said. Yeah,
like Alabasta. There's like two or three types. There's like three types of arcs in One Piece, and this is one of them. I think Oda bases a lot of the other arcs, kind of structures it kind of the same way.
Yeah.
Like, Luffy always fights the big guy.
Yeah.
Zoro fights number 2, literally.
Let's fight number 2, yeah.
Sanji fights number 3, literally.
Yeah. Well, wait, it's number 1. He fights Mr. 1.
Yeah, because Crocodile's Mr. Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The computer
you gotta do that cool stuff. Zero stuff.
Yeah.
You learn about the poneglyphs in this arc.
Yeah.
Which are these ancient gargantuan, perfect rectangle monuments with written in a dead language, the history of the world on them.
Yep.
These are things that the world government does not want anybody to read.
Yeah, it is illegal.
It is illegal. They have committed genocide.
Yeah,
because of it,
which we find out later. We don't learn now. We just learn that it's a high crime.
Yeah. So this is the introduction of Robin as Miss All Sunday.
Oh yeah. That costume back then, though.
Perfect.
That purple cowboy hat.
Never. As my wife would say, Miss All Serving. She has said that a few times.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
She was.
Oh my God, queen shit. So I think it's kind of cool that you get a character like Robin who has I don't think you know her backstory at this point.
Nope.
But she has lost everything in her life. She is from a very young age has been given the nickname Demon Child and has kind of had to protect herself and look out for herself and be very alone after her whole island. Everybody she knew, her whole world just explodes and dies. And it's so she's very self-interested and I don't want to say self-interested, but she's kind of just coasting at this point, joining up with whoever can serve her whatever interests. And she sees something in Luffy that she doesn't see, that she's like doesn't see in anybody else.
Maybe I think it becomes that.
Sure.
I would say here it's more like he committed a crime basically by forcing her to live, despite her not wanting to this time again.
Yes. Yeah. And then that's right.
Yeah, and then she's like, I'm your problem now. He's like, all right, well, that's fine, I guess.
We're letting this person on the ship, or what are you thinking?
And he's like, I mean, I did do that, so
yeah. Yeah, you. God, there's so much in this arc.
There's so much.
You get I feel like you get the introduction of all the kingdoms that participate in the world government.
Yep, the 27. Was it 27? I think it's 27.
That sounds right. That are part of go to the Reverie.
Yep.
Right. I think the Reverie is now mentioned here. You get to the whole King Cobra thing. I think this arc kind of parallels Dressrosa a little bit.
Yeah, it's Dressrosa. And we can talk about it when we get there, but I think Dressrosa, often people say, is like, hey, this is what would have happened to Alabasta in a couple years. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
Doflamingo is definitely further along there.
Yeah, this is what Crocodile was trying to do. Yeah,
and it's a problem because Crocodile is working for the world government, and that becomes a political issue later.
Yeah, because the Marines are not happy about that.
Well, yeah, especially one Mr. Fujitora.
Yeah, or
Smoker too.
Yeah. Smoker's just like, God, the Straw Hats really like bailed us out of this one, actually.
But they can't admit it.
Yeah, they can't publicly admit it, and now he's pissed about that.
Oh, I totally forgot. We meet Ace.
Ace is here, yeah.
Ace is here. Luffy's brother. You have a brother?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have a brother.
Yeah, and he's fucking cool.
He's a cool guy.
Ain't no two words about it.
Yeah. He's very, very chill as a fire guy, which is funny. The way that, like, Luffy and Ace ended up meeting was really funny. Or, like, Smoker's chasing Luffy and then they crash through a restaurant where Ace is in or something like that.
Yep.
It's hilarious.
And he's, like, sleeping in his food, basically.
They introduced Garp the same way. He's, like, falls asleep beating the shit out of Luffy later.
It's that monkey family.
Oh, so good. But, yeah, Ace says what's up, and then he goes off and does his own thing. That kind of, he goes off and fights Blackbeard.
He's looking for Blackbeard, yeah.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
God, all right. I
Alabasta. A for Alabasta?
A for Alabasta.
A for Alabasta.
Our first A.
Yeah.
Not
All
A+.
right.
Plus.
We're going to have to maybe like start abridging what we talk about in these because we got the longer ones still up ahead.
Oh, well, maybe we can split it into 2 parts or something.
We'll do a 2-parter. Maybe we stop at time skip and we just split it off later.
Maybe. Yeah, let's see how we're doing.
Cool.
I'm still pretty caffeinated. I don't know about you.
I'm fine. I just how long are we going to make this whole thing?
Look, if we live in worlds where 7-hour YouTube videos have like millions of views, I think we'll be all right.
Whatever you say, boss.
All right, Jaya. This is where you hear about Nolan the Liar, right?
Yeah, Nolan the Liar. We get more people from like this past generation of people, basically. And more kind of like myths and legends and romantic stories that get told, and we kind of I think this is like an important thing. Like I think I mentioned this in the first episode that the romanticization of ideals in One Piece is very prevalent. And this finally introduces characters who laugh about it.
Yeah.
Who are like, no, that's actually stupid. You guys understand, right? That's really dumb.
Yeah. Like, look up there. There's nothing.
Yeah, like an island in the sky. Like, come on. And
why don't I see it?
Yeah. Just don't look up.
Just don't look up.
Bellamy. I love this scene with Bellamy. After like he pisses Luffy off by hurting someone they've come to care about impromptu because they just make friends wherever they go.
Yep.
Bellamy hurts somebody, so Luffy goes to beat this dude up.
Yep.
As you do.
Yep.
And literally just one-shots him, which is
Bellamy
great.
does this crazy like montage of him bouncing around like the church, right? The church bell, or he just one-shots him.
Yeah,
we'll never see him again.
Yeah, this is fantastic because we're coming off like Luffy losing twice to Crocodile before finally getting a hack basically.
Oh
to
my gosh,
fight him.
Water Luffy!
Yeah.
I forgot to mention Water Luffy. That's one of the forms.
It is. Yeah, it's right up there with Super Saiyan 1, guys. I promise.
Sorry. Water Luffy versus Super Saiyan 1. Yeah, that's a very fair fight actually. But yeah. So you get all of that, but also, wasn't there like a group of monkeys in Jaya as well?
Yeah, there was the 2 monkey brothers helping out.
I like those guys.
Yeah, they're just like, hey, we're breathing air into a ship under the water so it can float and bring up scuttled shipwrecks. It's fucking crazy. Just with my lung capacity. Just all right.
I don't want to scuttle my own ship. I'm working on it.
Yeah, Jaya's a setup arc.
As
if we were talking about like types of arcs, Jaya's a setup arc where they're like, hey, here's where you're going. Here's the things. Here's what you need to know. Here's a minor thing conflict on the side.
Yeah.
And here's some new friends.
Yep. It's a in between arc.
It is. It's good.
Solid. I'd say maybe B or C plus.
I think B. I like B.
Okay.
For it. Because
you do get some mysticism and stuff.
yeah, and I do like the idea of what's this chestnut head's name? I'm so sorry.
Nolan's descendant.
Nolan's descendant. Oops, I forgot your name. But the idea of him fighting with his ancestor, basically, to prove that either that he was a liar or wasn't, is crazy to me. But you gotta do what you gotta do.
You could tell that he's his ancestor because of his chestnut hair.
Oh God, I hope that's relevant.
So the log pose starts pointing up,
literally up,
and so that mixed with the story of Sky Island kind of makes you think you have to go up.
There's a thing up there.
Yeah. I feel like we're kind of missing something here because before in Jaya, don't they also meet Blackbeard, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a really funny gag. This pie is great. This pie is shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll take 50. Yeah.
But Luffy likes the juice and he doesn't like and
Zoro says that guy's weird.
Yeah.
Luffy says that guy is like a lot of guys actually. Something like that.
Yeah, it's weird because it's kind of ambiguous in English, I think. I think it's ambiguous in Japanese too.
Yeah, but I feel like in Japanese it's probably more like spirit, like somebody's like soul.
Maybe.
Right? It's like,
yeah.
Because
I've also seen the theory that Luffy and Zoro can recognize a pirate crew hiding in a town or a crowd now, basically. That they like just got really high wisdom roll checks or whatever, and they were like, "No, he's not alone. His crew's here. It's them." Like, kind of thing.
Okay.
I've seen that, and I'm like, I don't know if I buy it, but that's a cool thought too. Like,
I definitely think
they're
alluding to him being like they say his body is weird.
Yeah,
right?
There's a lot of other things pointing to this Blackbeard is many weirdly somehow thing.
But it's cool. It's another something we also haven't mentioned is the D clan. Right?
Yes, yeah.
All these people with the middle initial D.
Yeah, that gets like really, I guess, brought to your like. Well, it's confirmed, I guess, that this thing because like people are like, oh, what's the D all about? Whatever, it's a middle initial. And then Kureha and Drum Island's like, oh, the will of D lives on. You're like, what the fuck is the will of D?
Yeah, man. You have so many. You got a lot of D's.
Mm-hmm.
Like
they're all swinging.
Marshall D Teach, Monkey D Luffy.
Portgas D Ace.
Some people think it was down D stairs that killed Kawina.
Okay. All right, dude.
I thought it was. It's in poor taste.
It is.
D's nuts, by the way.
Got him.
If you were hoping we'd say that, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So Blackbeard says like men's dreams never die, right?
Yeah, and they agree on like a weird level.
They kind of like do the unsure nod at each other and then kind of separate.
Yeah, it's like one of those moments where like someone says a thing you agree with, but the vibe is way off.
Yeah,
and you're just like, we're not talking about the same thing for some reason, and I don't know what that's about.
or like when you ask somebody to repeat themselves and you still don't know what they're saying, so you're just like nodding.
Yeah,
maybe it's not quite like that.
I don't know. Yeah, to me it's just like we're. I don't know. We agree for some reason I don't understand, but that makes me feel uneasy.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Before we head to Skypiea, also somewhere around this area, we get the introduction of Doflamingo and Bartholomew Kuma.
Mm-hmm.
They and the Gorosei, the five elders who are in control of the Navy.
The government. You
also meet Whitebeard for the first time.
Yeah, he meets with Shanks.
Yeah, Shanks comes to Whitebeard. So something that my friend Eric, one of the three people who I know are caught up with One Piece, he said that when he was watching One Piece back in the day, like he was like, they introduced Whitebeard as the world's strongest man.
Yeah,
and it's like, how's Luffy gonna beat him? Oh no, it's the world's strongest man. He got scared. I love hearing that story. But yeah, so Whitebeard has his family, and Ace is like his third in command.
I think he's his first division commander now.
First division command. Okay, because I thought it was Marco.
Maybe he's the second division commander.
Yeah, I think he's second.
Yeah,
he's like his Sanji.
Yeah.
3. Sanji is the third. Oh. Okay.
Numbers.
Skypiea.
Skypiea.
This arc gets a lot of hate too.
It does. Because why? Actually, I never understood. Why do people say skip this one?
Because their brains are smooth.
Oh, I thought like you actually knew like why people do it.
I can give you a.
Like I sincerely don't know. Like so my thought was while you're looking that up maybe. My thought was people know that this story is kind of isolated a little bit.
Yeah.
In some ways, but it ties in very importantly in a lot of other ways at the end. So like maybe people like it's like it feels like maybe it feels like filler to people and they're just like I just skip this thing. I'm just like but you can't. Like there's actually like important stuff here.
Yeah,
like,
if you skip this arc, Robin is hanging out with them for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that too.
So
that's the other thing. Like while you're when you get that ready, just let me know. But
so D is for Demon from Reddit says, right. I think generally Skypiea is disliked for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's one of the first arcs in the anime to have really slow pacing. I mean, Alabasta had bad pacing, but Skypiea, the show is like 30 chapters behind the manga, so they had to really slow things down. Also, one complaint I remember seeing a lot was that it had very little to do with the overarching story compared to other arcs. It was more of a self-contained adventure, like you were just saying.
Okay.
Which made it feel along the lines of filler. The complaints kind of unjustified, as the elements that are relevant to the overarching story of One Piece come into play later in the series, which is why it may seem irrelevant at first. I remember not liking it on my first watch, but looking back, it's pretty good. Not my favorite, not my least either. I think that kind of sums it up.
Okay,
really well.
That's a fair point. User from Reddit.
It was D is for Dragon, I think.
D is for Dragon from Reddit. I understand. I still disagree, but
okay,
that's a valid argument.
So I was always a Skypiea truther believer.
Really?
Yeah. When I first met Eric, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm caught up on One Piece." I was like, "Oh, this is exciting!" It's like I've never met someone of my kind before.
There aren't many of us.
It was like favorite arc. I was like, Skypiea was mine at that time, and he's like, "Get out of my house." I was like, "Okay, like I get it, but." So Skypiea is cool because you get to see this ancient civilization that kind of you are following the adventure Gold Roger went on.
Yeah,
they know this.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, they figure it out because Roger says, "Well, Roger was here."
Roger was here on a photoglyph.
Hey, Odin, right? Roger was here.
That'll make him laugh.
Yeah. So, yeah, they go to this mythical land that the previous arc just said, you're fucking stupid for believing that there's a Sky Island. And there's this whole society up there. It's ridiculous. You go up this...
Like this a couple of them, actually.
Typhoon. There's many nations. Yeah. You go up this typhoon called the Knockup Stream that brings them up there. They built wings on the Mary, the Going Mary.
Yeah.
And then there's like... a person in a toll booth saying,
"Welcome to heaven."
Welcome to heaven. How much does it cost to come to like go? Oh, 12 billion like Shandolin dollars or whatever. And they're like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
They're like, but in Belly, it's just like 30,000. They're like, oh, we have that Nami. We're not giving it. What happens if we don't pay it? Oh, well, you can just go, I guess. And they're like, okay, so we're not going to pay it.
Yeah, and then she neglects to tell him that that's illegal, but you can do it. Like,
yeah. What do you?
She's like, yeah, like letter of the law. I mean, that is illegal, but nothing's stopping you from going through there and being a criminal.
Yeah. It's,
I
mean, you are pirates. I mean,
yeah, it's so weird, but funny.
Yeah, the
colonialism is a big.
I was about to say, yeah. Because you have the Shandorans, the Chandelar. I don't Shandoran people.
I think it's Shandoran.
Yeah, they're very obviously like an allegory for like
Native tribe, First Nations.
Yeah. I think specifically they use imagery from like Central America.
Yeah, there's a lot of Aztec at least.
Yeah,
that I saw
Aztec
specifically.
So obviously you have characters like Wiper, who don't trust the people who are up there, especially the crew. I kind of like their tribe and how they kind of played a part and everything. And you meet the old man in the night, this Don Quixote looking dude.
Gunfall.
Yeah. I like him.
God.
I like him a lot.
Yeah.
He's fun.
I named a D&D character after him.
Oh, that's good. That's tasty. Come to find out, they were settled by these assholes who ate devil fruits but are pretending to be gods. Eneru or NL.
You know.
Eminem, pretty much. He's kind of an asshole. I don't know. He's kind of looking like a Buddha. He ate the electric fruit. And it's kind of funny because it doesn't work on Luffy because he's made out of rubber.
So I do want to talk about this. So Logia types are OP as fuck at this point in the story.
Yes.
Lightning is a completely another level of OP. And I have 3 younger brothers. 2 of them are currently watching One Piece at different points.
Okay.
The youngest, a couple months ago, finished Skype here. And he saw me for Christmas and he was like, I saw that coming, but I was like, nah, they're not going to do that. And then they did. And he was like, okay.
It's too obvious. Owen is like,
literally,
fired.
he's like, there's no way that this boss is just like full countered by Luffy.
Oh yeah, yeah. If Luffy didn't have that hard counter, they'd be done.
It's so funny.
Yeah, they'd be done. But it's Skype is also cool. It has like other comedic parts, like, oh guys, we're in the forest. We need to build a campfire.
Yeah.
The guys are like, campfire.
Yeah.
And Nami and Robin are like, you guys are idiots. They'll give away our location.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and like all the rest of the guys are like, campfire.
Yeah.
It's great. You see the first allusion
camping.
to Luffy doing his Gear 5, like Super Mario. Woohoo!
Yeah, we get the silhouette, which is really cool.
That turned
Major
out to be important.
spoilers.
That turned out to be important. Yeah. The villains were kind of fun.
I don't like the priests, but I like Inaru.
I think the priests. I like the bouncing ball guy a lot. He's stupid and silly.
Yeah.
And was it Sanji, Usopp, and Chopper that fought him?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to go through one of the 4 doors. You choose. I choose balls. Balls it is.
This Elton John looking motherfucker.
I know. Just a spherical Elton John. I love it. And then there's the black gentleman with the spiky hair that looks like a tree.
Yeah.
I don't know his name, but
I don't remember these people's names.
I mean, you play him in the Eneru deck in One Piece card game. I know that much.
Okay.
That's another podcast, by the way. We don't need to get into that.
Major tangent. At some point, this kind of all comes to a head where you get the conclusion to the Jaya story.
Yes.
Where we learn Nolan was not lying, and in fact, he became good friends with the Shendorans way back in the day, and they were always waiting for him to come back, but they couldn't because the Nylon got put into the sky.
Yes. That is also very cool.
Yeah.
Because it was cool when they were like, whoa, what the fuck? That's ground.
Yeah.
Like, that's dirt.
Why is that here?
Everything else has been like...
Clouds.
Yeah. And they get to the city of gold, the lost city of El Dorado.
It's up here.
It's up here. Luffy rings the bell, right? That's like the drums of liberation, really, kind of.
Oh my god, I didn't even think of
that.
Right?
It's a first instinct of Luffy setting a civilization free of its tyrannic leader. Leader.
We had Alabasta, but it
you did, but they were still like citizens living their normal everyday lives.
Sure.
Even though
they were on the way there.
Yeah, they didn't have no crazy.
It didn't
shit
get that bad yet.
You know what's weird about Alabasta is that King Cobra was framed for taking clouds, the dancing clouds. You remember that?
Yeah, I feel like China's getting like blame for that or something too. like,
Oh.
that would happen much later.
Okay.
But also, we're not going to go that route.
Oh, yeah, let's not.
Anyway,
Okay.
they beat Eneru.
Let's they meet Eneru, they fight. He's like, I'm going to the moon, I'm generating electricity. Also, because I am an electric, there's static in the air everywhere. I know where everything is at all times.
Yeah.
So I guess that's pretty godlike.
Yeah, he does have pretty damn near on omnipotence.
You know, Dragon has a wind fruit, and where there's wind everywhere. So he knows where all wind is, if we're using that logic.
Does he have a wind fruit?
I mean, it got windy when he showed up. Nami said, hey, this wasn't in the forecast.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
Another podcast.
Yeah.
Woo!
My microphone took a dive.
Just like the way Eneru did. But he took a dive the opposite way. He went to space.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and then there's cover stories of him hanging out on the moon with moon people.
Aliens, yeah.
Yeah, that won't be relevant.
I don't know. Are we going to the moon? That'd be cool.
I think the moon's coming to them.
Oh.
Skypiea, I think, is a solid B+.
Yes, it's almost on the line of A for me, but I don't know if it quite reaches that.
It drags a little bit too much for it to be an A.
It do.
But it's mythical. They see the second poneglyph. Robin grows with the crew. Okay, we're getting there.
She starts calling them by names and not by their role on the crew toward the
like
end.
Mr. Chef, Mr. Swordsman.
Yeah,
that's true. And she adopts Chopper, which is very cute.
Oh yeah,
love that. Long Ring, Long Land. They come down from the sky.
Yep.
But we're missing an arc here.
Are we?
The anime only G8 arc.
Oh. Yeah, you're
I am
right.
a G8 believer. I'm sorry, you guys. It's so fucking good.
I do love it.
Let's talk about G8 for 1 second.
Go for it.
It's like a breakout. It's a breakout story.
Yeah.
It's incognito.
It's a bottle episode.
Yeah. Also, it's fun that at the end of
Bottle
Skypiea, the Straw Hats were like, let's steal all the gold because we're pirates. And they were like, we were going to give it to you. And so they have all this gold on their ship and they land with this octopus, flotational octopus that they're using. And they land right in the middle of like a walled island prison thing, Navy base.
Yeah.
So they all have to kind of
par for the course for their luck, really.
Yeah. You get the righteous Vice Admiral John.
Yep.
Great guy. He wasn't a Marineford. I don't know why.
He was a conscientious objector. I think he rose me that kind of way.
Conscientious objectors, the ones in that's another thing we should talk about later.
There's a lot of good screen cap memes from this arc, G8.
Yeah. Sanji does cool stuff. Usopp does cool stuff. He gets his impact dials and he's like, check this out, Zoro. Yeah. And he tries to blow up the thing and it's just like, check this out, Zoro.
They're recording.
They're like, it's a recording. He's like, you're an idiot.
Come on.
Sanji comes in clutch in G8.
Yep.
Look, it's great. Nami has that cool shirt that says something funny on it. It says devil, I think, or evil. I don't know.
I don't remember her shirt from this arc.
Well, G8 was so good that Oda took some of G8 and put it into live action.
Yeah. My big takeaway from this arc is I like to use the Luffy using the Nixon V for victory sign a lot.
Yes. So good. Okay. I would put G8 solidly in the B+ arc.
G8 gets a B+ eponymously.
Yeah, right.
Hey.
All right. So in reality, in the manga, we land on Long Ring Long Land, which is a group of islands or one island that everything's just really fucking long. There's the long
they feel
dog.
so free.
Is that what it is?
That's what the old man says.
Oh yeah, I guess I believe him.
I do too. There's a long zucchini. No, it was a zucchini. No, it was a kiwi. It was a long kiwi. Yeah. And he's just like, you can't have any. Like, this is my kiwi.
The trees are super like skinny and super big. No, he's on stilts, right?
Yeah, and they had to get him down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
He'd been up there for years.
And this is, I'd say, the first arc that's a manga arc that actually, for some people, might say it feels like a filler arc.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the second coming of Buggy almost, because he's one of the Foxy is like a silly pirate.
I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah,
You know what I mean? And it's so fun. They meet Foxy and they learn about this thing called the Davy Back Fight, which is a traditional pirate game that is played between two crews, and you wager your crewmates.
Yeah, or like the ship or other stuff. Yeah,
or the flag.
Or the flag.
Yeah, the ship, the flag. Pretty much anything really. But they were playing for crewmates.
They were. Yeah.
And
drama happens.
They were like, we're not gonna play. Luffy's like, this sounds fun.
It is.
I love games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out not to be a great idea.
This is always interesting to me because like they name drop Davy Jones. I'm like, that's a legendary pirate name. You can't just that's like almost equivalent to Blackbeard in my noggin.
Are you familiar with the Bionicle lore?
A little bit.
Okay. You remember the first movie?
Yes.
You know how they have their sport, right? I forgot what it was called on the island of Matanui.
Yeah, I forget the sport, but yeah.
It starts with them playing the sport, and then at the very end, they play like a serious like death match of that sport.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
right. And I know it's not Bionicle who invented this trope, okay, but it's like the most relevant one in my head.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that is what is going to be set up. There's going to be another Davy Back fight.
Yeah, no, I'm a firm believer that they Davy back the red-haired pirates somehow.
No, who?
The Straw Hats do a Davy back fight with the red-haired pirates.
No fucking way.
And because the whole point of him talking to Shanks was he's like, hey, come find me when you've built, because he says I'm gonna have a crew better than yours, way back in Romance Dawn.
Right.
So
I'm gonna surpass you.
How does he? Yeah. Well, how does he prove that? So the Davy back fight, they don't want to fight the red-haired pirates.
No,
Luffy doesn't want to.
Yeah, why would they?
Yeah, but how do you prove that you have a better crew?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah,
with the timeless pirate game.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think that something like that's gonna happen. I think that'd be cool.
That would be very cool.
But also, in my opinion, Shanks has too many death flags on him.
I don't think the man's making it through the series.
I don't think. Yeah, Shanks is.
But
Shanks
he's also he crimped Kid in he one-shotted him.
He did.
I mean, and Kid's no pushover.
Yeah, that was surprising as fuck. Honestly,
yeah. Crazy.
All
right.
Shanks is strong. Long land. The Voyaging cruise. A lot of funny stuff happens.
Yeah.
Luffy wears an afro.
Oh, good. Oh, so good.
Very important. Another form.
You get a really great soccer match.
Oh, there is
or
soccer.
Football for anybody who's listening and is not American.
Yeah, you guys are right.
You guys. I'm going to concede right now. I spell color with the U. I spell armor with the U. If you spell it with the U, I do too.
There you go. That was nice.
I believe in it.
That was nice.
I believe in it. There's no reason to dumb it down. Other than to dumb down the population to get them complacent, and so that you drive minimum wage down to I'm sorry, is this relevant to One Piece? It actually is.
We're going to get censored by the government.
Okay, Foxy he tricks Luffy into accepting the thing.
Yep.
They play carnival games, very dirty.
Yep. They
lose crew members, they get them back. Chopper gets lost at one point, and Zoro's like, be a fucking man, dude.
Yeah.
You decided to be a pirate. You need to nut up Chopper. Yeah. And he's like, he's right. But then Robin gets taken at some point, right?
Yep, right after that.
And at least we're here together. I like, what's your favorite Long Ring Long Land game?
Oh, geez. I do like the football game. Football.
It's good. You get a lot of good Zoro, Sanji teaming up.
Yeah.
Like you said, they're brothers. I love it when they work together.
Yeah, and they're finally 30 seconds. You get 30 seconds of cooperation from me.
And it's some of the best cooperation on the crew.
Yeah.
It's great. I like the race when...
Oh, yeah, the roller derby.
The roller derby. Yeah, and they do the Noro beam. But the secret weapon is like calling him stupid, or he like his split face, right?
Split at his haircut.
Right. Instead of Buggy getting angry about his nose, Foxy gets depressed.
Yeah.
Like he gets sad. It's very funny. Also, the last fight, Capitan, mano y mano.
Mm-hmm.
Luffy wears the afro. Usopp's like, yeah, man, you need to wear the afro. Because,
the greatest warriors in history.
Greatest warriors in history. And Luffy's like, yeah, that sounds right. just hyping him up. I love
the real
that.
Super Saiyan 1 moment. Actually, now I'm talking about it.
Hold on, don't disrespect Water.
I
Luffy.
am not. I just think that the hair is important to this.
Yeah, the Afro Luffy was a unlockable character in one of the One Piece fighting game.
Wait, that's pretty funny.
From like 7 years ago or something that
Incredible.
I had. Yeah, it's good. It's a good setup. It's a palate cleanser.
It is.
It's a good palate cleanser because this next arc and a half,
Well, things get rough.
it's one of the lowest points for the crew. Long Ring Longland, I would say, is a solid B plus as well.
B plus. I have it a little lower personally, but yeah.
I could concede to a B. I could concede to a B.
Yeah, I have come around more. It's only up here now recently because people have like sold me on it.
It's
was
just
lower.
funny.
Yeah, it is funny, but I didn't care for it. But now I'm more amicable to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do
you want to put it in C plus?
Nah, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Because it's better than Syrup Village. I have a lot more fun with this.
Yeah.
All right. Syrup Village is our. What we compare.
I'm gonna keep picking on you.
All right. So here we're trudging along. We're over halfway done now, right?
I don't. Maybe.
Oh. Man.
Nearly.
All right. So
nearly maybe.
Water 7. So the crew is fresh off Skypiea. They take a day and a night to fight Foxy.
Yep.
And they arrive at the Venice water city on water.
And Mary's in rough shape.
Mary's in very rough shape. She has gone through stuff that she was not supposed to, not built for.
Yeah, like flying.
And it's rough on Usopp because it was Kaya's gift.
Yeah, that's he takes it real personally.
He does because she's a member of the crew.
Yeah, Mary is. Yeah,
Mary really is. And it's also they get there and kind of almost in shambles, and they just had they had just lost some of their crew. They being threatened with losing some of their crew in the Davy Bag fight, but now it's kind of the cracks are starting to form.
Yeah,
Usopp was tasked with holding the money that they got from Skypiea. He gets mugged almost instantly.
Yeah,
by a group of thugs, and when he went to go take it back, he couldn't. He was very hard about it, but he's physically weak. Yeah. His strong suit is his being clever, and he's a sniper, right?
Yeah, he's a jack of many trades.
Yes, but he don't get physically fit until after the time skip, and it hits him really hard, and he's confronted with this thing, and it's kind of funny that nobody else in the crew really cares that he's not so physically strong.
Yeah,
because that's not the point,
right?
But he feels like a burden, and this culminating with Luffy's decision, which was a hard decision that he had to think about. And Luffy don't be thinking hard about things a lot. All right. So when he does, it's important. You can always kind of tell when he has that face, that neutral face, he's slightly frowning.
Yeah.
He's just looking at you and thinking. That's how you can tell. They get rid of he decides to get rid of Mary and get a new ship because it's beyond repairs.
Yeah, it feels damaged.
Yeah. He it's rough, and Usopp cannot accept it. And there's an argument that breaks out, and Luffy says, well, if you don't like it, you can get off my ship. But he doesn't finish it because Sanji kicks him in the head.
Yeah.
Which is like, I love that. Good Sanji moment.
Yeah.
But Usopp leaves. He officially fucking leaves.
Yeah, he does. Because he challenges the captain for ownership of the ship.
And they fight. And he gives it his all.
He gets good hits in.
He does.
Yeah.
And it's tricky, and he's like, blinds him with hot sauce.
Yeah.
Total, like, Dio move. Like...
it's
it's
painful fight to watch.
But then at the very towards the end, Luffy's like, dude, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Like, you realize you are not beating me. And he's like, I know, but if I didn't stand up for what I believed in, then like who am I? Yeah. Right? So at this time, Robin disappears too.
Yeah, she gets taken by CP9.
Yep, and the crew goes to find her.
Yeah, the CIA.
I think Sanji is the one who goes and sees her, and she is like, you need to leave me alone and forget about me right now.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't want the people who cared about her, like, for the first time and since she was a little girl, to get involved.
Yeah.
But
of course they're getting involved.
Yeah. God, I didn't mean to make this a whole summary, but this is like...
There's a lot.
There's a lot, and this is
dense.
This is peak One Piece here.
Yeah.
Like, I think Water 7 and Enies Lobby...
These get, like, SS+.
Yeah. You also meet, like, Frankie. He's one of my favorites.
Oh, he's so great.
His backstory is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You get to meet... It turns out his mentor built Gold Roger's ship.
Yeah, the Oro Jackson.
What a cool name, too. Yeah. And you get that whole thing. It's like, all right, Tom, which is the name of his fishman mentor, the government sentences him to forfeit, to death.
Yeah.
And it was like... He chose to be charged with building the Oro Jackson.
Yeah.
Instead of
to the Pirate King, yeah.
Yeah, instead of what?
Instead of denying it.
No, I felt like there was another crime he did. It's like, hey, can I get charged with this instead? Like,
maybe
I don't remember, but it was cool. You get Frankie and Icebergs. Iceberg runs the shipyard there. Galley Law Company. You get their brotherhood. Frankie's always hot-headed and trying to, like, outdo himself no matter what, cutting corners, like, not in his plans, but mortally, I guess.
Yeah, he's making weapons.
Yeah, he's making battle Frankies.
Yeah, he is making battle Frankies.
Mr. Cuddy Flam's battle Frankies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he becomes an outcast and starts his own gang, and that's the gang that mugs Usopp, right? Yeah. So the Frankie family has very, very cool bunch. I like those guys. I like dumb thug type characters a lot, and the Frankie family really do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you find out that people working at the shipyard for some odd years.
It's a while.
It's a while, right? At least a few years.
Yeah, I don't remember the time.
Are all part of a fucking like CIA secret team.
Yeah.
That are doing like an undercover like psyop.
Yeah, this shit rug pulled me for real.
Yeah. And
did not see that one coming
because Frankie, it's Frankie. He had the plans for Pluton, right?
He has the Pluton plans. That's what they're looking
for. Pluton, and for those of you who might need a reminder, is an ancient weapon that is probably from the Void Century.
Yeah, Croc was looking for it.
Crocodile was looking for it. That's right. And the Void Century, if you guys need a reminder, because sometimes these concepts in One Piece can be forgotten.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them, and they're all important. is 100 years, something like 1,200 years ago, 800 years ago.
It was 800 years
800
ago.
years ago, there was the formation of the world government, and there is a century's worth of history that they have eradicated, save for a tiny few little specks that they could not get rid of. Right? And that's why Nika Robin's so important, is because she can read the poneglyphs, which detail not only where Raftel or Laugh-Tale, the final island at the end of the Grand Line, but also the language talks about the Void Century.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why
as
she's
well
so...
as the nature and how to, like, these ancient weapons and where they are and what they are.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a lot of most important secrets are written on these things.
Yes. Yep. Also, Frankie, his idol growing up is Dr. Vegapunk. Who's that?
Smartest man in the world.
Smartest man in the world.
Biggest brain.
Biggest brain.
Guy with the best brain.
And it took 20 years from that point he was mentioned to see him.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Albert Einstein looking motherfucker.
Yeah, love it. You know, usually I don't like the tongue hanging out characters, but I like him.
I can't believe I didn't see that coming, actually. I was just like, hey, he's just Albert Einstein.
No,
like,
he's specifically the picture of Albert Einstein with his tongue sticking out.
Yeah, it's great.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it, Oda.
Water 7, S? S plus?
Water 7 might be A plus or S.
A plus or S? Because you put Drum Island at S for me. But
I feel like Water 7 and Enies Lobby, they're two different arcs, but I feel like they're a package deal.
Sure.
Right? It's like two halves of like a book.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Is it like Dune Part 1 and Part 2? I don't know. I'm late to the Dune game. But
I don't. Maybe.
I don't know. If we're looking at them together, I'd say Water 7 and Enies Lobby
together
are like S plus.
Yeah.
For me, it's amazing storytelling. It's the crew going through a metamorphosis. It's a make or break point. Mm-hmm. I feel like we really haven't had an arc like this since Water 7. I mean, there's also, Saboti, but the internal turmoil.
Yeah.
The crew was falling apart.
Yeah.
They had lost 2 members.
Yeah. And a ship.
Yeah. Like, it was not looking good.
Yeah.
But,
it's very much a tragedy.
It is. And it's so...
Yeah. Saboti is definitely the only next tragedy arc we get.
Yeah.
At least that starts it. Because there's a couple in a row, honestly.
Yeah. But I would like Water 7 and Enies Lobby to be S plus.
Okay, I agree. Oops.
Oh,
I moved to think that's where that was. I fixed it.
Okay.
And we can put Enies Lobbies up here now because we're gonna do it. But no, we can talk. Enies Lobby. It's funny because like oftentimes like this arc is like just a bunch of fights sometimes.
Sure.
But there's like
there's the road to Enies Lobby.
Yeah.
The train where you meet what's his name? That dope Marine.
Who? The
really cool Marine who
have I forgotten somebody? Probably. Well, while you look that up, there's the road to Enies Lobby. They're trying to get to Robin. She's on her way there to be delivered to the gates of justice. They have a lot of like. I always love train fights. I don't know what it is about like fighting on a train.
Well, train fights are so cool because you start in the back and you just go. It's like a roguelike, right?
Yeah, it's
you just like go to each room. You know?
But also just like the dynamism of like the moving thing is kind of interesting. But long story short, they don't get to her in time. She gets to Enies Lobby, and they're chasing her there in another train, too, basically.
The Puffing Tom.
The Puffing Tom, which cannot stop, so they just have to go full send it. And they crash in Enies Lobby, and they just start wreaking all the havoc all over the place. And Enies Lobby, there's a lot of action. There's a lot of really, really important
T-Bone.
moments. T-Bone.
My boy T-Bone.
Oh, shoot. I remember him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like saved the crew on the boat, I believe.
Yeah, I think. I remember what he looks like. I don't remember honestly what he did.
Yeah. He's got a really distinct character design, but I hate to say that I can't remember so much about him, but I knew he came in clutch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we're on Enies Lobby though, and things are going crazy, and we meet more giants.
More giants.
Whom Usopp recruits quickly by informing them what happened to their captains.
Yeah,
Usopp's kinship with giants is really cool.
It's so good.
Yeah, he's a whole bunch of fairy tale characters combined. He's like Pinocchio. He's Jack and the Beanstalk.
Yeah,
he's Aesop, kind of Aesop's Fables.
Well, that's where his name came from.
Yeah. He's all of these kind of ideas rolled into one,
mm-hmm.
and also on top of being like the everyman character.
Right. So he's more than meets the eye.
Yeah,
and Usopp he's there for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have Soge King. Sniper King. Soge King Ushiate.
Don't remember the lyrics. I only know the melody.
Sniper Island, far away.
Loco!
Do do da da do. That's one thing that you don't get in the manga is fun little sequences like that.
Just the complete roll of whole new theme song.
Yeah. And it's great because Luffy's like, whoa, you know who would love to meet you? Chopper's like, whoa, that's too bad Usopp's not here to see this. And he's like, oh, yeah, I heard about Usopp. I heard he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, but he's not a part of it. It's like, oh, I'm sure he does. It's a great gag.
That's funny.
Very little bit of comedic relief in this arc.
You need it.
Cool. So we move on to Enies Lobby, and the crew are literally fighting secret agents who are about to. They're just deciding that they're gonna blow up the island that they're. What island that
they're on Enies Lobby.
They're on. Are they gonna blow up Enies Lobby? I forget.
Not originally. They're threatening a Buster call. He has the guy there has the golden snail. Spandam. He has a golden snail to call it. And he's just kind of like holding it over their heads, like I can do this. Like he's just kind of like having a power trip, and he pushes it accidentally.
That's right, because like doesn't he get kicked or something? Falls down the stairs.
No, he literally just like fucking hits it by accident.
What an asshole!
Yeah, no, he's actually just completely incompetent. He's just I've failed upwards. You know, have you ever heard that theory that like in a workplace people get promoted to their point of not inefficiency, but their incompetency?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
that's him.
100%.
That's him.
Yeah. Oda knows exactly what he was talking about.
Yeah, this man deserves nothing that he's been given.
Yeah.
His sword is an elephant, which is cool.
Yeah, he fed his sword the elephant fruit.
Yeah, the sword ate the fruit, guys.
That's where we get the Zoro's gonna feed his sword's fruit thing.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that one. But
he's too cool.
That'd be funny.
I think if anybody's weapon's gonna get a fruit, I think it's gonna be Usopp's. But that's another story. You get a lot of really good fights here.
Mm-hmm.
You get iconic scene.
Yeah.
The crew all together, minus Usopp plus Soge King, standing below, looking up at Robin and CP9, where Luffy says it. He says, "Say you want to live," after she's been denying it this entire time.
Yeah.
And my heart goes out to her. She says, "I want to live."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm coming for you."
Yeah.
And he's like, Soge King, shoot down that flag. So fucking cool.
God, they declare war on the world, literally.
These let's take a step back and like we've been with this crew there for a long time, but let's take a look at what the world is seeing.
Yeah.
What they're really not seeing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being the world government? And you're like, these fucking peons.
Yeah.
Just declared war on the world government.
Yeah.
And beat the shit out of Rob Lucci.
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
Yeah, like what is actually happening here?
And they couldn't let that get out.
They couldn't.
Right? And, and it didn't. So, like, their reputation, they just got a higher bounty, right? But, yeah, you get a lot of good fights. You
Luffy's,
got
power-ups.
Sanji. This is the first time where he's like, I won't fight a woman, really, like, fucks people up.
Yeah.
Fucks the crew up.
Yeah. It's the Paladin code, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
to a
oath.
fault.
Yep. It's okay, because if you broke your oath, you'd be stripped of your powers, honestly.
Yeah, that's
like-
true. That's true. So Nami gets a good fight with Khalifa.
Mhm.
Khalifa has like a soap fruit.
Yep. The soap
It just
fruit,
makes
yeah.
her real smooth, and Soapy can't do anything.
Yeah.
How does Nami beat her?
She uses mirages.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, this is where she starts using the baton that Usopp made for
The
her. The
Climatact.
Yeah, version 1.
That's a question I missed on the One Piece trivia. The
Ah,
Climatact.
there you go. Well,
Yeah.
you know now.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good matchup. You get so who was it that it was Sanji? No, it was Zoro and Usopp versus
Kaku,
Kaku.
who loves his giraffe fruit,
Yes.
and I love that for him.
And they're handcuffed to each other.
They are.
And Zoro's like, Usopp, you're gonna have to be my sword.
Yeah.
He's like, there's no other way, and he does this whole like thing over his head, and
It's such a serious fight.
it is, but
like,
it's hilarious.
like both of them, no, they're both like just stupid back and forth. Like he's using
Right.
Usopp like a sword, and Kaku's like, giraffes are awesome. And I just like,
I like Kaku a lot, by the
love
way.
Kaku.
Kaku
Square
is
Usopp.
one of my favorites.
yeah.
There's a whole gag where Luffy's like, Usopp,
Yeah.
Usopp.
I was way back in Water 7. He also jumped off the fucking like the top of the city. Like he
Yeah.
went free falling. I was like, dude, that's so cool.
Oh yeah, I remember the opening.
So he just
scene.
base jumped it. Yeah.
Yeah, in the opening movie, that was one of the things.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
yeah.
God.
No, Kaku's cool,
Kaku's great.
and he's living his best life as a giraffe man now.
Yeah. Well, not at the moment in the manga.
Oh yeah, true.
Not at the moment because he's an insect.
Wait, what? What up? Wait.
One of the Gorosei was like,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I can't look out for your friend because your friend's an insect, and
I
I
got
got to
you.
destroy the hive.
I got you. I thought I missed something.
Oh man, it's so crazy. We've been here talking a couple hours probably now about One Piece, and there's just so much.
There's so much. Holy.
God, Enies Lobby, it's beautiful.
Gear 2, Gear 3.
Gear 2, Gear 3. Luffy gets his first like power up.
Yeah, like real.
Well, hold on. Water Luffy.
Yeah, we get forms.
We get forms.
Yeah, but they're like side grades.
They are. Yeah.
Like, they're like, oh, I need to do this so I can beat this guy, but I'm like not stronger. It's just like
how
hacks.
does Luffy just like decide that his heart's gonna go faster? He just does it.
I don't know. Like it's I guess it's implied that like he learned this by watching the CP9 agents, but he's like applying it differently, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, like he's like, I saw you guys kick the ground like a bunch real fast.
So the CP9 all have Zoan fruits.
No. What? A couple of them have zones, but like the
Califod has a soap fruit.
Right.
They're just so easy to remember because most of them transform.
Yeah, a couple of them transform, and then there's like the hair guy,
Oh yeah, that
which is
guy.
not a fruit power. It's
No.
just he can just do that.
Yeah, he fought Frankie, right?
Yeah.
Which that fight was great too.
Yeah.
because Frankie like keeps like looking for cola, and he keeps getting different types of juices. And he's like and he gets flavor. He gets the vegetable juice, and he's like gardening. Oh, what a good gag!
Yeah, Chopper did his best.
Yeah, he's like, God damn it, I need cola.
Yeah, there is a werewolf guy too that Sanji fights.
Yeah.
We see Diablo Jambe.
That's
Zoro,
a cool one.
Zoro uses Ashura.
Right, his King of Hell technique
Yeah,
for the first time.
his 9-sword Ashura form.
He's just going so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that actually I don't know. I think that might be a hockey ability somehow. Honestly,
That I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah. That like he's like his force of hockey is causing like
Ripples.
visions, yeah, visions or hallucinations,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something like. I don't know. We'll see. Zoro's got a lot of weird shit going on that never gets explained.
Yeah,
So like,
he's very simple, but also like, what's going on there?
yeah, we're gonna get there one day. We'll see, Oda. Like, I need deets about my boy.
Right.
Like,
So okay, so Rob Lucci is like the biggest boss Luffy has faced so far. I
He's
mean,
a
that
leopard
kind of
man.
happens like every arc,
Mhm.
but it's serious. This is government man,
yeah,
and they have a crazy fight. Luffy almost dies, but then he hears like, I think he hears Usopp
Yeah.
cheering him on.
yeah. Yeah. It takes Usopp saying like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, come on, just beat him and we can all go back together.
Yeah. Oh, and then I'm tearing up. It's the Going Merry shows up.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like
this condemned ship.
it made its way. Ooh, it made its way.
Yeah.
And they all have a beautiful scene of them
Oh.
just jumping down and landing on the Merry and sailing before everything blows the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
It's so good. And then
Perfect
I
storytelling.
have to give it a Viking funeral at sea.
Oh, yeah, that's so fucking sad. They play the sad version. Nee, nee, nee,
They do.
nee, nee, nee. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mother Sea is a track that also like just really gets to me.
We got to do an episode about One Piece music.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Okay. All right.
Immediately after this, we get a lore dump.
This is a big arc. All right. So we're done with that. So this isn't the first time you see Garp here post Enies Lobby arc, but this is where you learn that Garp is
his granddad.
Luffy's grandpa.
Yeah, grandpa.
Dragon ain't your father, but I'm your daddy. Something like that. And then the
Dragon.
crew is like, "What the fuck?
Yeah,
like we are in like we just had the worst fight of our lives,
And now here's a vice admiral.
Here's a vice admiral,
Yeah.
the hero Garp. Like he's legendary.
Yeah.
And he comes up and he's like, Luffy, and he grabs him by the cuff of the shirt and falls asleep.
They both
They
do.
both do. They're like, these guys are related.
Yeah, that's that proves it right there.
Yeah, that proves it.
Yeah.
So Garp does a solid and doesn't chase them right now,
Yeah.
right? But you talk about the Lord.
He's got to fix his while he's fixing the wall that he punched down. Yeah, Garp is like, I guess this is just what old men do. They just start talking about stuff. You know,
Yeah.
This happens in real life too. In case any of you don't know,
Yeah,
but
I'm
Garp-
gonna be one of those old men for sure.
Absolutely, I will be. I like you got to earn that. But
Yeah.
anyway, so Garp just like spilling the beans. He's just like, oh yeah, I heard your dad saw you off at Logetown. So Dragon's your dad. His name's Monkey D. Dragon. He's a revolutionary.
Everyone's like, what?
Yeah, everybody knows who he is, and Luffy's just like, I have a dad, and you're like, you have a dad because you're a manga reader too, and you're like, nah, dude, there are no parents in this
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
They're all dead, especially the
you,
moms.
You have surrogates,
Yeah.
right? You know, and
Parents
you're
don't-
lucky if you have that.
Yeah, moms don't live in One Piece ever. Pretty
no,
much.
no, yeah.
It's-
Oda showed you very early on. You don't get moms.
Yeah.
Usopp's mom's.
And you seldom get present dads. You know, like,
Yeah. Yasop doesn't know that
Yeah.
his wife's dead.
does he not know?
He left, and then she got sick later.
I feel okay. Yeah, you know, like I guess
Usopp's got to tell him that.
dude, that's gonna.
When they meet, I hope Usopp punches him in the fucking face.
You know, I've never actually thought about this, and now, yeah, no, Usopp needs to like hurt his father a bit. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
He's going to be like happy to see him and be like, oh, my boy, I'm so proud of you.
yeah.
How's your mom?
And Usopp's gonna be
Bam.
crying like toys
Oh.
at first, then like, yeah, just deck him. I really want that now.
That's going to be a good scene.
God damn.
Oh.
But yeah, so yeah, Garp's like, oh yeah, your dad's a revolutionary. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. Oops. And we get like Kobe and El Meppo are back.
Yo, and it's like, you're the same dude?
Yeah.
What happened? And also, here's something that's
He hit the
weird
gym.
about One Piece. At this point, the story's been... What year is this?
Like in real time?
Real time.
I don't remember.
2007?
Ish.
2006?
Ish.
Ish? how long have the Straw Hats been sailing?
Oh, it's like months, maybe.
Maybe 3 months.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like, why does Kobe look like that?
Dude, puberty, man.
Puberty and like high intensity interval training.
yeah. My man hit the gym, hit puberty. Was probably downing like 3 protein shakes a day.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And Helmeppo, he came back with like this cool ass, like long hair, and he's got like
a visor.
The visor a la the Star Trek Next Generation. Super cool. They're there. Luffy and them catch up a little bit. It's nice and fun. And you really get the sense that Kobe's going to be like, he's going to be someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like, he is doing it. He's doing the darn thing.
Yeah, and he does do the darn thing.
He does.
I don't know if I would really. It's weird. This isn't really an arc. I feel it's more like an epilogue.
Yeah.
You get a lot of lore.
Mm-hmm.
You get some funny gags.
Yeah. There's not much to it though.
No. Oh, there's also like Frankie building.
The Sunny.
The Sunny Go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
the Thousand Sunny.
Thousand. I always call it the Merry Go, the Sunny Go.
Mm-hmm.
But they build their new ship. It's brilliant. At this point,
it's a lion head.
Yeah, super cool. Made out of Adam's wood. Yeah, Adam wood, the same wood that Ora Jackson was made out of.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like huge compared to the Mary, but also really fucking tiny compared to other ships.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah, it's a.
But I guess
you don't
Oda
does not care
like,
about scale. He does not. He's like, whatever, man.
I mean, there are only like 9 people, then 10 on the ship.
Right.
Well, there's always a guest.
We do. For my least favorite character.
Yeah.
Like he is on board for way longer than I'd like him to be.
Oh my god. Yeah. And it's worse because it's just like, hey, I'm here. And then it's just like you don't see him forever and you're like, I know that motherfucker.
He's in a freaking barrel somewhere, right?
Yeah. We'll get to him.
Yeah. This almost feels like we shouldn't rate it, but like you want to just throw it in S+ with the rest of them because it's like they're whatever. It's like
it's like a 3-part act.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's just for posterity.
That's all one thing.
Yep.
I agree.
It's Dune Messiah. Just kidding.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, no, it's people will disagree. I think it's fine.
Frankie joins.
Yeah.
You get the really good scene where Usopp's like it parallels him joining because he was like, I'm gonna stay here, and then he's actually like, oh, I'm gonna pack a backpack like 40 times of myself weight, and at the very last second he apologizes.
Yeah.
And Luffy stretches his hand out for like a mile long.
Yeah.
And you get that really sweet scene of Luffy's hand and Usopp's crying.
They're both crying, man. I was crying.
Yeah, God.
Everybody was crying.
Brilliant arc.
Hey, everybody. This is Future Kyle reporting back. That was a very long episode, and we're only at Water 7. All right, so the next episode, we start with Thriller Bark, and we kind of pick the pace up a little bit. I think this next episode is going to be a slightly shorter one as we get through all the leading up to Marineford, Saboti Archipelago, and the New World. And then we do a little review of the tier list. So if you enjoyed this episode, we totally want to say thank you so much for listening. Do all that stuff that YouTubers tell you to do, like comment, subscribe, share, comment your opinions on our tier list. Do you agree with some? Do you disagree with some? We want to know where you're at, and we'll even maybe shout you out next episode. All right. That about does it. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye-bye.